premier business newspaper in Tanzania, the Financial Times is a weekly source of information and business insight for the most successful leaders, executives, investors, and entrepreneurs in Tanzania and throughout the East Africa region. We provide critical business insight and in-depth features on companies, people, strategies, ideas, and economic trends. The Financial Times offers an unrivaled platform for advertisers to enhance brand awareness and move products. We will enable you to reach confident and informed consumers and decision makers who are ready to buy, which includes company CEOs, CFOs, managers, entrepreneurs, policymakers in government, politics and civil society, diplomats, members of the academia, and other key influencers. See examples of advertisement opportunities featured in Financial Times sections below. Telecom sections, real estate section, company news, banking, finance and insurance industry, information technology, national, regional and global markets overview, motoring, lifestyle. Get your copy of Financial Times for only 2,000 Tanzania shillings only.
National mourning following the tragic MV Nyerere ferry accident. President Uhuru Kenyatta of Kenya signs the Finance Bill 2018 into law. Now boxers Idi Pialali and Said Yazidu to fight in Bagamoyo. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. First, the national news. President Dr. John Magufuli has announced 4 days of national mourning following the tragic MV Nyerere ferry accident in Mwanza region, in which 131 people lost their lives. President Magufuli said the recovery operation will continue until they are satisfied that all the bodies have been found.
Tumepata hii ajali ya MV Nyerere iliyotokea jana.
It is with deep sadness that the accident of the MV Nyerere occurred yesterday. The current data shows that about 40 people have been rescued alive and 131 people have been found dead. According to information from the scene of the accident of the MV Nyerere, there are still more bodies trapped inside the ferry.
The recovery operation for bodies of passengers in the MV Nyerere ferry accident, which occurred on Thursday near Ukara Island in Kerewe District, Mwanza region, entered into its second day, bringing the number of those who died in the accident to more than 130, with over 40 people reported to have been rescued alive. The operation is being implemented by the police, Tanzania People's Defense Forces, and divers from the shipping services company. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Simon Siro, who arrived at the scene of incident, issued a warning against those who plan to use the incident to carry out criminal activities, while the Minister of Works, Transport and Communication, Engineer Isaac Kamwelwe, said the government will cooperate with relatives of the deceased to make a funeral arrangements. This is not the first time an accident like this has occurred on Lake Victoria, with overloading being the cause. In 1996, a ferry disaster on Lake Victoria in the same region killed more than 500 people, while in 2012, 145 people died in a ferry disaster in Zanzibar on a vessel that was overcrowded.
My in-law, the wife of my young brother, Matatizo Mapepa. I've lost my young brother Lamek. We will leave club control in performance. The system will be there. I'm talking to the citizens because it's good to talk to them, to encourage them and fill them in, because they're already victims. This is the nation's accident. As Tanzanians, let's give each other's condolences. But for now, let's complete the rescuing act of some bodies which might be still stuck inside, and complete the issue of burial. Other things will follow.
Minister Kassim Majaliwa has cut short his tour of Dodoma region in order to head to Ukerewe in Mwanza region to console families affected by the MV Nyerere tragedy. Prime Minister was over on a 7-day working tour of Dodoma region, announced his decision while speaking with residents of Chandama village in Chemba district.
I am cutting short my tour. I am going to Mwanza, to the scene of the capsizing of the MV Nyerere ferry, where fellow Tanzanians lost their lives. So, I will not be able to go to Kwamtoro. My tour will end here, as I'll have to board the plane and go to Mwanza today, to Ukerewe, to see what the situation is like.
With the recovery operation for bodies of passengers who drowned in the capsizing of MV Nyerere underway in Mwanza, an expert on disaster issues MP James Batia has said that what was most important right now is to ensure all Tanzanians fully support the rescue efforts. James Batia, who is the MP for Vunjo as well as national chairman of the NCCR Mageuzi opposition party, said that for a long time now they have been giving advice on measures to be taken in such disasters, but their advice has never been heeded.
In these kind of disasters, experts call them self-destructive disasters because 96% of disasters today are caused by humans themselves. Awareness moves to protect and rescue citizens needs to be fully implemented. It is very important for everybody to recognize the value of life because these kind of disasters are becoming regular in our country, like the MV Bukoba in 1996, MV Spice Islander in 2012. Thousands of people died. There are good examples and case studies to make sure these kind of disasters never happen again in our country.
Governor of the Bank of Tanzania, Professor Florence Luoga, and Governor Deni Kialalia of the Central Bank of Zambia have signed an agreement which will allow the use of a shilling and kwacha in business tradings between the two countries at the Tunduma Customs in Songwe and Kanonde in Zambia.
These agreements will support financial institutions at the borders, especially banks, to be ready to accept currencies from the two countries. This move will largely reduce bulk of foreign currencies in the hands of traders, as the currencies have no opportunity in the banking system, which has not been friendly. Insert number 2. An average of $1.5 billion is raised around our borders, but our governments only collect $180 million annually. It is obvious that the foreign currency business is largely conducted illegally. The agreement that we just signed today will definitely bring changes in this system.
Our estimate is that on average, $1.5 billion does pass through our borders. But out of that 1.5 billion, we estimate that only 180 million is between our two countries, meaning that some of the trade which is going on is unrecorded because it's done through informal ways. Therefore, this memorandum that we are signing today is aimed at trying to formalize that activity.
Chairman of the Water Service Facilities Board in Hai and 3 other leaders have been arrested by police force in collaboration with the Prevention for Combating of Corruption Bureau (PCCB) for alleged embezzlement of more than 90 million shillings, illegal sale of vehicles and other assets for causing the project funded by the government in collaboration with Germany at a cost of more than 1 billion shillings to incur losses. The leaders were arrested when the Defense and Securities Committee toured the project.
Since 2006 to 2013, They have not been going to the project, so government funds have been lost, and the board is led by 2 or 3 people who claim they're also overseeing other boards. They have caused the government to incur loss of revenue. So I am directing for these people who are in the board, I mean the chairman, vice chairman and the engineer who is the manager of the project, as they may interfere with investigations, for OCD to take them and detain them in a safe place. These assets, which include cars, belong to the government. As you can see, they are DFPs. They have been used by these people. So the decision by the DC today are the fruits of this report. And it is because this institution has been operating against procedures.
6 police dogs instructors and dog handlers have graduated from a special training in which the dogs learned to identify narcotics and animal trophies which have been obtained by poaching. This was revealed today at the police grounds in Masaki, Dar es Salaam by the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Commander Adrian Magayane, on behalf of Inspector General of Police IGP Simon Siro, who said the 10 days training held with the cooperation of Palms Foundation and the American Embassy aim to fight against crime at airports and border areas of the country.
We want to increase skills because the police military of now, we are in revamping. We want our police to have knowledge in their sectors. The ones who have received this training, as I said in the hall, they are few. They need to train their fellows so that we can get many. In cooperation with the police, military and wildlife sector, to ensure that we provide facilitation to the police and other participants so that they can face crime, especially in drugs and poaching of government trophies. And that was the aim of this training, and we given sponsorship. The knowledge which we have received of the starter class course is to make sure we can train more dogs for the police military, who can detect different kinds of drugs, different kinds of government trophies, and many other things, like we see our fellows who have big capacities and have different kinds of dogs which detect explosive and detect human remains.
Heads of narcotics organizations in Africa have agreed to create more punitive laws which will result in the arrest of drug traffickers and also eliminate distribution of narcotics. Speaking at the end of a 4-day international meeting in Dar es Salaam, the leader of a team from the EU against the illegal drugs trade, Thomas Carter, said that the EU has been building the capacities of African countries through training and cooperation to fight the narcotics trade.
Very best to make sure they make them available. People who make a profit from the pains of individuals and countries. So the struggle is there are persons who profit in drug dealing. So regardless of what you do, regardless of what sermons, what preachings, what morality you try to let them work on, they will often work outside the purview of the law. There is no law, there is no country, as I know, that permits the consumption of illicit drugs.
I think that one of the key things here is that the challenges that we face from a law enforcement perspective is that we respect the rule of law and human rights, whereas the criminals that we are trying to combat against work outside the law. So that makes it far easier for them to cooperate with each other and to basically to provide the drugs.
And that's the end of national news. International news follows next after the break.
The relaunched Financial Times is the premier business newspaper in Tanzania. The Financial Times is a weekly source of information and business insight for the most successful leaders, executives, investors, and entrepreneurs in Tanzania and throughout the East Africa region. We provide critical business insight and in-depth features on companies, people, strategies, ideas, and economic trends. The Financial Times offers an unrivaled platform for advertisers to enhance brand awareness and move products. We will enable you you to reach confident and informed consumers and decision makers who are ready to buy, which includes company CEOs, CFOs, managers, entrepreneurs, policymakers in government, politics and civil society, diplomats, members of the academia and other key influencers. See examples of advertisement opportunities featured in Financial Times sections below. Telecom sections, real estate section, company news, banking, finance and insurance industry, information technology, national, regional and global markets overview, motoring, lifestyle. Get your copy of Financial Times for 2,000 Tanzania shillings only.
Welcome back, and in international news tonight, President Uhuru Kenyatta has signed the finance bill of 2018 into law a day after it was endorsed by MPs in a chaotic sitting. Speaking at State House on Friday morning, President Kenyatta said he would not relent on the war against corruption. Following the signing of the finance bill 2018, mobile phone subscribers are set to pay more airtime and data services as the exercise duty on airtime will be increased from 10% to 15%. Salaries employees are also in for tariff times, as President Kenyatta's memorandum, which carried the day, contained a proposal to have workers contribute 1.5% of their earnings to the National Housing Development Fund.
Sisi hatuhusiki na hizo mpaka imefika kwetu. Ikifika kwetu tutaifanya kazi vile inatakikana.
The government of Uganda, through the Minister of Finance, General Eli Tumwine, has claimed that the opposition and followers of Bobi Wine had planned to cause chaos and carry out attacks in Kampala city. The minister defended the deployment of military and police officers in several parts of the city before and after the arrival of Bobi Wine. General Tumwine also said that the reason why the government prevented the media from covering the incident was due to reports that there were some journalists who are being funded by non-governmental organizations with the aim of marring the image of the government.
Really, that there were people, it was not a secret, the peace of the people in Kampala. It's not a secret.
And that is the end of international news. Business news follows next.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
To be rich, I have to be a business person.
It's not an easy road at all.
People need to understand. You must quickly think, how cost effective are you going to be?
Business acts as a way in which it can bridge that gap.
Business Edition will keep you informed on latest developments in the financial sector, extractive industry, tourism, agriculture, energy, construction, and so much more. Meet entrepreneurs who create employment opportunities. Watch Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news. Tanzania Bureau of Standards, TBS, has prohibited a sale of 1,200 iron sheets produced by Yalini International Company located in Tabata area, Dar es Salaam, due to substandard quality. However, the inspection operation was met with opposition from management of the company.
We specifically came here for construction materials, especially iron sheets, whereby the iron sheets of this industry have proven to be under standards. So we have kept them on hold so as to get rid of them. It's almost 77 bundles of sheets, which are worth more than 15 million. Later on, we will communicate with the manufacturer so as to get rid of his product. Also, these products with no standards have effects to users. Because when a user buys, they know the products have reached standards while they have not. So the result of it, a user might use them in construction for his house, then after 2 years, face effects.
Ruvuma Regional Commissioner Christina Mdeme has said that the investment in maize processing plant in the region will help to get a reliable market for farmers. She made the statement when launching a camel maize processing industry at Ruhuwiko in Songea district.
Ni imani yangu kuwa uwekezaji huu.
It is in my big belief that this investment will assist citizens of Ruvuma region financially, mostly in assuring getting maize markets.
Kiuchumi, kiwanda hiki kimekuwa ni sababu mojawapo.
This factory has become one of the reasons of bringing development, especially in the agriculture sector in Ruvuma region.
Some poultry keepers in Dar es Salaam have said increased prices in chicken feed and lack of vaccine for various poultry diseases have affected production of chicks, resulting in imports in the market. On his part, the Deputy Minister of Livestock and Fisheries, Abdallah Ulega, said that the government has started to provide training to entrepreneurs in the poultry business in order to address such challenges.
Firstly, the number of chicken is small due to the fact that many capital have died. The fact a chicken has died and vaccination which are not strong. Even today, the minister has spoken about vaccination, whereby he said vaccinating is a must, so maybe that will help.
As
the government, this problem we have seen. And right now, like Newcastle vaccine, we make on our own. We have started with 2 phases of this 5th phase government of President Magufuli to make Newcastle vaccine here at Veteran through our Tanzanian Veteran Agency, TVRA. We make vaccines, and 1 chicken vaccine of Newcastle disease is sold 20 shillings. A dosage of 20 Tanzanian shillings can serve more than 300 chickens.
And that is the end of business news. Sports news follows up next.
Hi, my name is Kotaro Tokuda.
What's up? My name is Céline Garnier.
I'm John Brown from Liverpool Football Club. The hip, hop, a hip it, the hip it, the hip, hip hop. You don't stop the rockin' to the bangman boogie. Say up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. Now what you hear?
I'm watching Sports Gazette.
I'm watching Sport Gazette.
And you're watching Sports Gazette
with Sebastian.
With Sebastian. Peace out.
Yes! And you can also watch Sports Gazette for highlights and interviews regarding sports. Do not miss Sports Gazette every Wednesday at 7 p.m. only on Capital Television.
In sports news, Idi Pialali and Saeed Yazidu have conducted their weighing in prior to their UBO international bout scheduled to be held tomorrow in Bagamoyo.
I have faith because everything is going well. The boxers are in good shape, as you can see. So I call on fans to come in large numbers to see who will win the match between Saeed and Pialali, because we can't know.
The National Sports Council NSSC says it has provided sports associations and federations with proper administration skills which will develop the sports sector, including good governance and creating strategic plans.
At times, you will hear sports associations complaining that they have a competition and they are struggling here and there, asking for help from the government. But if you ask them, where's the strategic plan and how much was the budget, And where did you expect to get the funds from? We believe this is something the associations and federation leaders in the country need to prepare and present their strategic plans to the council for us to know what the association is doing.
Manchester City striker Sergio Aguero has signed a one-year contract extension that will keep him at the club until 2021.
30-year-old Aguero joined City from Atletico Madrid in 2011 for a reported £38 million. The Argentina international has played a major role in City's major success since then, winning 3 Premier Leagues and 3 EFL Cups. He's City's record scorer with his 204 goals, including the injury-time winner against QPR in 2012 that won the title. I'm very happy because they have treated me very well since the first day I got here, said Aguero, who will have spent a decade at the club by the time his new deal expires.
Now, Barack Obama was president of the United States when the Cleveland Browns last won a game. No wonder the end of their run was celebrated in style. Here's more on the story.
After 635 days and 19 matches without a victory, the Browns finally triumphed, coming from 14 points behind to beat the New York Jets 21-17. And delighted fans helped themselves to free beer after the long-awaited win. Rookie quarterback Baker Mayfield, the top overall pick in the NFL entry draft, helped inspire the comeback. Mayfield came into the game late in the first half to replace a concussed Tyrod Taylor and completed 17 passes for 201 yards as the Browns fought back from 14-0 down.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. Thank you for watching and good night.
This Saturday on Iron Chef.